Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Brand. Welcome to Magnum Creed. Thanks for tuning in. If you could leave me a like and subscribe, that would be great. Otherwise, let's continue on. Today, we're talking about exploding ammo. Is there such a thing? Well, not to my knowledge. I know that, and we're talking about handguns, basically typical carry ammo. A lot of people I know, when they're first getting into guns or they not familiar with guns, they've heard talk this FUD logic that there's ammo, typically hollow points, that when they hit you, they explode, right? That's the point of a hollow point. Where they got that from or why it came, I'm sure it was some politician trying to push a law back in the day to get rid of hollow points. And there are some states where they're illegal, but for the most part, most states you can carry hollow points. They're shown to be better for self-defense because they leave that force of impact when they hit you, because they spread open, slow down, and the over penetration isn't like that of a full metal jacket, so they leave more damage when going through you. That being said, a lot of people still think that they're what about the specialty animal that they've heard of these animals that when they hit you they break up and explode into a bunch of different pieces. I think what they're talking about is you have well, there's three different types of animals that kind of does something along the lines of like breaking up or going, boom into a fire or something like that. You have rest in peace ammunition, which is basically heavy fragments. You have frangible ammunition, like 9 millimeter, that this like polymer, and basically when it hits you it also breaks up in a bunch of pieces. Now both of these ammos aren't really good, and you also have glazer safety slug, stuff like that, that once it hits you it breaks open and a lot of shot spreads through you. Either one of these ammos have three particular problems, and that's why a lot of people don't carry them. One, they can tend to jam up your gun because most guns aren't really meant to have that kind of ammo inside. Two, you have the issue of it doesn't really hit as hard as you think it would. A lot of the ammo, the frangible parts, they stop around, let's say in ballistic gel, right? 7 some inches, which what you really need is a minimum, and that's at the bare minimum. The bare minimum 12, you kind of want 14. So really, this is it's only going halfway of what it's supposed to. A little, sometimes a little less once you hit the denim and the clothing, the test of real clothes that people would be wearing. So they have denim tests and all that. When you look at that all the fragments in there, but there's usually a core to this ammo that will travel further. But when you take that into consideration, it's typically not holding anywhere near the weight that a regular round would. So what you're doing is you're shredding up someone in the where you initially hit them, and the real bullet is continuing on in the small part, but there's not really any point to it. If you're if you're going to neutralize your target, they're going to be neutralized by that heavy piece. And otherwise, if they don't die, you're just torturing them by giving all these fragments in them. And if they do die, that was just overkill because that little the shredding you gave some of their skin really doesn't do anything. It's not even overkill. It's just kind of like a little torture along with the death for whatever particular reason, because those fragments aren't very likely to kill anybody. Not saying it can't. I mean, anything can kill somebody. 22 can definitely kill somebody, but you have to be considerate of how it's going to do it, and that doesn't really do the job. The second thing is, or if I didn't, I think I said it already. It probably jam up your gun. That's the first thing. That's the second thing, that it doesn't really do the job as well as a regular bullet would. And then third, the biggest issue is you're going to be very liable. It opens up a big can of problems later. So that's your rest in peace and your fragments, your glazer safety slugs. Now the third one is there's this ammo called a dragon's fire or dragon's breath, something along that line. And what it'll do is it'll turn your shotgun, and yes, that includes a Taurus Judge, into a mini flamethrower for a moment. So what it does is it basically does what it is, shoots a flaming projectile, almost like a firework towards something. I would not consider it for self defense. Can it do something? Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you can play with it. It's basically a toy round. Not saying that fireworks or ammo whatsoever is toys, but it's a novelty round. I guess that's the thing to say. It's a novelty. It's for fun. It's not something you really expect people to carry. Like the to me, the Raging Judge in general is a novelty gun. Nothing's wrong with it. Can it kill somebody? Definitely. Can you use it for self defense? Absolutely. Does it have enough rounds to get the job done? Yeah, it kind of does. It's just kind of too heavy to really carry around, but it's a fun thing to have. It's something you can keep around just to say you own it, and there's nothing, nothing wrong with it. It's not, you can't take over the world with it. You can't even take over your block with it. So keep that into consideration. All these rounds that like they break up or fragment or shoot fire or whatever when you pull the trigger, they're impressive, but they're new technology. There's something going on, but when you have something called rest in peace ammunition, and yes, what you shot somebody with, and then you have to go to the jury and say it's RIP, and yeah, they call it like a radically invasive projectile, whatever, but we know what it's really supposed to say. The jury, you're not going to get all a jury of people that's that stupid. And yes, the most important thing is whether or not you're defending yourself and whether you're justified in the shooting. But still, why put yourself through the trouble over something that gimmicky? And let's not forget that those kind of rounds are very likely to jam up your guns. But to answer the question, and the long short, whatever I'm saying, hollow points don't explode, but there are some ammo that when they hit you, yes, they'll break up into a bunch of pieces. They'll pop open and spread throughout your body. It's not the most deadly ammo out there. It's just kind of a setup for people who like ammo. Somebody was able to make something. You can make a glass ammo shotgun. Do all kinds of different stuff with ammo. The possibilities aren't endless, but they're pretty expansive. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you like this. Please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you think I said something wrong. Let me know. I'll try to correct myself. But other than me droning on, have a nice day.